I'm shouting out two people at once, okay? Now, last week I did my Uncle Eddie Soto, but I'm going to shout out two ladies today. Penny Patrick, who's Phil's mother, who's no longer with us anymore, and Patty Plamondon. That was our buddy Dan's mother, okay? So I got to talk about both of them at the same time because they both, I mean, outside of my parents, they both raised me, okay? And they were very, very close, too, okay? So Patty, I'm going to talk about Patty first. Danny, her son Danny, that was me and Phil. That was our boy. That was our best friend. And he was like, he was kind of like Zach Morris. This was before Saved by the Bell. Yeah. Mark Paul Gosselaar should be paying Dan royalties like every week and should be shining Dan's shoes every week. Because Dan was always the smart one, you know, had the good ideas. We were always doing fun things with Patty, always taking us somewhere. Patty took me to my first college football game. She took me to Spartan Stadium. I saw Iowa and Michigan State. These were those good Michigan State teams. Lorenzo White, Blake Ezor, Percy Snow, Highland Hickson, Bobby McAllister, Risen. Okay, she took us to see them Spartans. Because my sister Angela wasn't in college yet. So, yeah, she took me to my first college football game. But Patty was a disciplinarian, though. Okay? Patty wouldn't get in your ass if it didn't belong, okay? Patty loved for us to have fun. She liked laughing and joking with us, you know, and we love Patty. But if Phil and I, like, said something dumb or screwed up in any way, Patty would get in our you-know-what. And we tried not, me and Phil tried not to screw up ever around Patty. We got that, she has that command presence with us. We respect her. We still respect her now, you know what I'm saying? So that's Patty, okay? I gotta. She took us to the cottage. You know what a cottage is, right? When you go to a cottage.
Oh, yeah.
And Holly, her parents had a cottage up there that we used to go to that I used to love doing, man, on the weekends. They had the swimming pool. You know, that's where everybody went swimming at Danny's house over there in Delaware. They grew up next to the Bobians.
Okay.
So we was always over there. She introduced me to toasted tuna fish sandwiches. Because when we'd go swimming in the swimming pool, when we were like real little, we'd have to take a break, you know, come on and eat lunch. Toasted tuna fish, regular Doritos, and rock and rye Faygo. That's what we had for lunch every day. And to this day, I eat toasted tuna fish sandwiches because of that. And so Patty also graduated with my mother, Flint Central, class of 66. So that's my shout out to Patty. I have to talk about Penny too because I can't talk about one about the other. Penny was a little different than Patty was in terms of, like, when I was growing up. Like, I could do no wrong in her eyes whatsoever. Nothing. I could do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? I had my own bedroom in that house. You know, I had a bed. There was a table. I think it had a computer in there. It had a little closet. Because I stayed the night there all the time. Yeah. I had my own bedroom in there. And you've met Penny, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Love her family to death. They grew up over there on Jackson, over there in the Kearsley area. I spent more time at that house on Holly than my own house for a long time. We lost Penny a little over 6 years ago. It was in December of 2016. We lost Penny, man, but I think about her every day. I think about Penny every single day. I used to call her on the phone, like, you know, Mom, I have to talk to you about. So I had to call her. If I called her Penny, she didn't like me calling her Penny. She's like Mom. She wanted me to call her Mom. Penny would be my person I would call. If I wasn't calling Eddie on the phone, I would call Penny up, man. Penny, I always called Penny. I miss Penny every single day. I miss Penny, man. That is one of the hardest losses to get through. I think I've lost like everybody our age. You know, we've lost people. You know what I'm saying? None of it's easy. Penny's passing was it was something I don't know what was different about her leaving, but it kind of stings a little more. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Stings, man. It's kind of like Mr. Melfi. You know, probably same. You could probably relate to that with Mr. Melfi. Steve Melfi. Yep. Same thing. So I basically feel about Penny the way you feel about Steve, and you know, I had great parents growing up. And I had those two. So I really had like four parents. My Aunt Joanne, on another podcast, I'm going to talk about my other aunt because I have to talk about her too, but I want that to be on another show. But I can't thank Penny and Patty enough for teaching me, keeping me in line. You know, I was basically never in trouble when I was younger. It's because of them. It's because of them. They cared. Kids don't really appreciate stuff when they're really little. It's when they get older, when they think about, you know. So, and Phil and I talked about Penny earlier this morning on the phone. And so Penny and Patty. I would do it all over again with those two. I miss both of them. I talked to Patty for a quick minute on the phone today. Good to hear her voice, man. And those are my shout outs. I love both of them.
That was awesome. Those are both great ones. So